This is your highlight show, the place to be if you love everything football, the playoff picture, getting set, taking shape. Lots can change with the last 3 games of the season. We've got a good one tonight as well. We've got Eli Manning coming back. A little old, a little new right here at the breakfast table. We're presented by Intuit QuickBooks. That's Kyle Brandt, Peter Schrager, Nate Burleson. We like our table, but we like when there's guests, right? We want people to come over. Let's take a look at some of the guests that we'll have joining our show. Specifically, Danian Tomlinson will be with us. Fat Joe on Thursday. An interview with Snoop Dogg on Friday. And Sweetie Flakes.
No kidding. These people are on the show this week?
This is our week.
Fat Joe comedy just dropped a new album that's fire.
Fat Joe next to Skinny Nate. That'll be good.
Okay. Russell Wilson taking on Jared Goff. How did it go? Tell me.
I think we should look. Let's go to the LA Coliseum. It's been around for a long time. So many great USC Trojans have played there. Nate's friends with some of them on Twitter. And there is a torch that burns. You know, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, you know, Nate. Yeah, I got it. Seahawks going crazy. Pete Carroll used to coach there. He coached a lot. I like Matt Grodegood. Petros Papadakis played there. Yeah. Rashad Penny, though, this is tough. He's been so good for Seattle lately. One of the hottest running backs in football, and he goes down with a pretty bad knee injury. We're hearing it is significant.
You know what? They had C.J. Prosise active for this.
Okay.
They're going to have to lean on C.J. Prosise, who hasn't done much in his NFL career.
Really? Definitely not a USC Trojan, Peter. In fact, quite the opposite. Robert Woods was, though, touchdown. This is his first touchdown of the year, which maybe is a sign that the Rams are cooking, right?
USC Trojan.
That's what I'm saying. Jared Goff in the same conference, but not the same program. Of course, the Cal Bear Cooper Cup played on red turf. Does just fine on green, though. Third quarter, guys. It's all going LA. It's 21-3. They're housing a great Seahawks team, at least we thought. And then look out. Oh, my God. We got a pick 6 from Quandre Diggs. We're working on a theory here. If your last name is Diggs, Sanders, or Woodson, you have a great chance of being an excellent NFL player. Quandre Diggs, or a really good in the original Broadway production of Rent, if you're Tay. 21-9 now. They're back into it. Russ, look out. Your last name's Donald. You're doing pretty fine, too. Aaron Donald was a monster, as always. Al Michael said on the call, not Al Davis. Al Michael said, sooner or later, 99 is going to get you, and he did. But here we go. Are the Rams just paddle? Watch Todd Gurley. Watch what he does to Trey Flowers. That is an uppercut. There's Anthony Joshua-esque, except he actually landed him more cleanly than Anthony Joshua did on Andy this weekend in Saudi Arabia. In Los Angeles, Gurley does it just fine. And we got handshakes, guys, in a sort of anticlimactic finale to this week because it was all Rams, which is not something we've said a lot this year. So why don't we hear from the Brain Trust? We love them. The Coif one, Sean McVay, said the Rams are going to worry about the factors that they can control heading into this critical, crucial playoff push.
Whatever happens is going to happen, and you know, it's the cliche, but it's the truth. Because whatever happens in those other games, sure, you'd like things to work out in your favor, but the only thing that really matters is what we can do, and all we can do is have a great week of preparation, try to beat the Cowboys, and if things work out, usually, kind of, I've said this before, they have a way of working themselves out if that's what's supposed to happen, but we're going to continue to just focus on trying to play good football next week.
All right, let's get some highlights. San Francisco 49ers and the New Orleans Saints didn't beat Bang Hayden. Okay, all right, here we go. Jimmy G, who was he looking for? Emmanuel Sanders. Ooh, I'm telling you, or is it Colonel Sanders? He is crying, knees, DB, Harlan. I'm telling you, he is getting busy. Falls down, gets up, gets in the end zone. That right there is a 75-yard TD. Who's your favorite actor that's been playing the Colonel, man? I like the Reba McEntire. I like David Allen Greer. All right, here we go.
That was a Norm Macdonald game.
We got Kenny Smith to Vernon Maxwell to Raheem the Dream.
Actually, it was Deebo Samuel to Emmanuel Sanders to Raheem Mostert. That is an impressive trick play right there. Kyle Shanahan pouring out all the stops against Sean Payton. Okay, but here's the thing. They have Drew Brees on their team. The score 42-33 at this point. Who is he looking for? Of course, it's Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas gets an end zone, and 13 is having himself a season. 11 catches, 134 and a TD. All right, still, they are down. The Saints making it a game. How about this spin move? Traquan Smith. A lot of Vaughns in the league. Maybe Pope. Oh, he gets in for the 18-yard touchdown. At this point, you're like, okay, it's a wrap for the Niners. You know what I'm saying? Yep. They're down by 1, 39 seconds left, 4th and 2. There's no way they're going to get this. Oh, yes, they are. And they're going to get more. George Kittle. George of the jungle. Oh, my God. Watch out for that fist.
He's still on his feet.
He's still on his feet. It's about 20 yards of yak. Check this out. The only way to stop him is to grab his face mask, and he's still trying to fight him off. Pound on your chest, man, because you deserve it. All right, they're in field goal range. And Robbie is as good as gold. And that right there is your game winner with 0 seconds on the clock
the 49ers. They win on the road, and there is Lynch, Garoppolo. This one was a high-scoring affair, two of the best teams in the business.
What a highlight by you, Nate.
Oh, thank you, Kay. I appreciate it. I try to give effort when I can. And here is Jimmy G after this NFC thriller.
You know, Drew, obviously one of the best ever. Love watching him play, love studying him on film. The guy's, he's unbelievable. And so, you know, to be in a game like this, we didn't know how the game was going to go initially, but, you know, a lot of points and everything. It was just, I thought it was good for our team.
I would say today was just a hard-fought football game. I mean, all the way around. Both sides, you know, back and forth. They're a great team. I feel like we're a great team, have the ability to be a great team. So this is like a heavyweight boxing match, just trading punches.
Another heavyweight here. We got the Packers going up against the Redskins.
Okay.
Let's go. Rodgers versus Haskins. Haskins, of course, would be out there, but it was about Aaron Jones who would have the big run here. Touchdown. Packers would not run away with this one. The Redskins were hanging around. Terry McLaurin had a catch that's not in the highlight that was maybe the best of the season that we've seen. Here's Robert Tonyan, the big tight end. He gets in there with a little Lambeau leap, touchdown. Packers take care of business. Second quarter. Look at this, guys. Unfortunate news. We go down with a knee injury. We'll have more on that today. Wasn't pretty. Adrian Peterson trying to carry the load. Spin. Would not go away. Redskins hung around in this one, showing a lot of fight for Bill Callahan. Fourth quarter. Haskins, what do you got? Can you lead us here? They actually would have this play. Here's the catch I was alluding to. Back of the end zone, McLaurin. Are you serious?
McLaurin.
Are you serious?
McLovin.
They had 10 touchdown passes together last year at Ohio State. This was their first this year. Haskins and McLaurin, you've reason to be excited, Redskins fans. Could you get the onside? Wasn't pretty, Packers fans. But a victory is a victory, and as of right now, Green Bay is at the top of their division, and they would have a bye and home field for the first round of the divisional round. Let's go to Aaron Rodgers, who talked about how his team is looking as they battle, as Drew Brees said, these heavyweights for a playoff spot.
That's what we're playing for at this point, is to have that nice week off. First is the division, though, and obviously we'll be. We know what's coming next week. Chicago's 7-6, and they've been playing better of late. Obviously, they're still in the mix.
You're very much in the mix. At the top, actually, the Packers in the 2 seed because they hold the conference record tiebreaker over the Saints. They, by the way, would have a first-round bye if the playoffs started today. Those Saints fall to the 3 seed behind the Packers, meaning they'd be playing on Wild Card Weekend if the playoffs started today. The Niners regain the 1 seed in the NFC with their win, and the Seahawks lost. So the top is still up for grabs. No shortage of storylines in the battle for the playoffs, to make the playoffs even. So what's the one storyline that you're going to be following most closely? 3 weeks to go.
Thirsty, Kyle? I'm looking forward to the NFC West and how it shapes out. You know, last week it was, those Seahawks, did you see that? Now all of a sudden those guys are at the top of the NFC. These guys are doing it. And then all of a sudden they just dropped
It was a terrible night.
A terrible night, right?
What happened?
At the same time, you look at the 49ers, they go out and get this big win on the road in New Orleans, and they reclaim that spot. I think that's the most interesting back and forth, that NFC spot to the wild card drop-off, because both teams are so good. Oh, and not to mention, let's not bury the Rams just yet. I think the NFC West might be the most entertaining down the stretch when it comes to these final games. And, of course, the schedule makers did us a favor because we're going to see a couple of these teams face off at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm going to jump right off there and say the Rams. I think the Rams might have gotten hot too late in the season. Like, they need a lot of things to happen, and yet their window is just open enough where you can believe. And if you watch last night, they're the team I wouldn't want to play in the playoffs. So it's like everyone else should be, hey, let's keep the Rams out of there. But looking at their odds right now, if they win out, and they've got to win in Dallas, they got to win in San Francisco on a Saturday, and they've got to beat the Cardinals at home. They would be in the playoffs if the Vikings lose just one more game. So if you're a Rams fan, you're rooting for the Packers to beat the Vikings when they play again in Minnesota, and you need to win out. If you do that, you're in the playoffs. You've got your spot. There is even a way, if they win 2 out of the 3 and the Vikings drop 2 games, that the Rams can still get in. So Rams fans, right now, root for your team, root against Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, and there is a shot. And once the Rams get into the NFC, they've got experience, they've got a chip on their shoulder, and they might be playing as well as anybody the last 2 weeks. I wouldn't want to face L.A.
Vikings. Avoid the collapse. Can you avoid the collapse? What will this look like if they do? I mean, the Rams, like you said, the Bears are right there. They have no margin for error, and it changes this whole playoff picture.
They're one of the most intriguing parts for sure. And I'll bring a full circle just with the Packers. Rodgers talking after the game yesterday was ugly. All right, they're 10-3, but how good are they? I think they're going to beat Chicago. He's owned Chicago for years. Their last game is at Detroit. That should be easy. The game against the Vikings is extremely compelling week 16. It's a pick 'em either way. I just also have this thing with Green Bay with, like, I know they're getting in one way or another. What are they going to do when they get there? Because I'm having a hard time still with that San Francisco loss. I really am. This is a true story, and I made this comparison last week, and then it played out in my life. On Saturday was my son Calvin's 6-year-old birthday party. The whole night before, he did not sleep. He was up every 10 minutes. He was so excited. We're going to the slime store. You make slime there. We get out of the car, carrying the cake, balloons, presents, everything. As we're walking into the slime store, my son is so excited, throws up all over the sidewalk. Just throws up.
Willie Beeman?
From excitement, he just threw up. It was so terrible. We felt bad for him. We got him back together. But for the whole party, he keeps coming up to me and saying, "Daddy, my mouth tastes bad." And we're trying to give him cake, we're trying to give him fruit punch, everything. That's how my mouth tastes about that Niners loss. When I look at the Packers, my mouth tastes bad because they beat Dwayne Haskins, bully for you. They went against the Niners game and just like, they threw up, like all over themselves. They got hammered. And I can't, no matter how much cake or how much frosting or how much slime, I can't get the Packers taste out of my mouth. That's the thing.
I can't follow that.
What do you want? I mean, but do you follow it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a tough taste to get. And it's like,
makes sense.
Normally I would give him some Jaeger if it was me, but I can't give that to the child. I'll be arrested. Not yet.
Sometimes when you get hammered, you throw up.
What I mean is, it's not a tattoo necessarily, that loss. I mean, they can come back on it. And Rodgers has been there before, and maybe they get a home game. We saw them against the best, and they got destroyed. And the rest of their game, very. They beat the non-Mahomes Chiefs, and they beat Dwayne Haskins. So they're throwing up on the sidewalk.
So did Calvin rally?
Oh, yeah, dude, he rallied, for sure.
Oh, he's going to be good in college.
No, he's good. Whatever, community college we send him to, he's going to be great. Yeah.
More on the NFC side of things. Let's hit up the AFC after this. There was a defensive showdown between the Bills and Ravens.
Puked all over the sidewalk.
In Buffalo. And could the Chiefs' defense get revenge on Tom Brady in an AFC Championship rematch? Happy birthday, Calvin.
Yeah. Cal, you're a great kid, 6-year-old.
It was right outside the place?
Yeah, on the sidewalk.
Who was the Robert Tonyan of the birthday party? Shout that kid out.